everybody. It's Kimberly. I'm an eternal life student, which simply means human. At the end of the day, that really is the only title that we need. I think people are like walking books. We each have our own stories to share, and by sharing them together, we can grow stronger. And today, I have a guest who's going to share his. Hi, Sudhar. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazingly well, Kimberly. Thank you so much for inviting me on your podcast.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody, a little bit about yourself?
Oh yes. Hey everyone, I'm Sudharsanan. I live in India. I run a
Mhm.
company called SGI. It's a consulting company. We help transform businesses. We help scale businesses. I've been into the marketing and branding niche for over 13 years now,
Okay.
and consulting is something that we recently ventured into.
Perfect. So, I heard that you call yourself a serial entrepreneur. Could you explain that a little bit?
It's simply that I get bored with whatever I do very easily. So
Yeah.
I started, no, I keep starting new things, exploring new things, and luckily some of them have been successful.
Perfect. So, I had also seen that you kind of consider yourself a new age growth consulting company. How would you just like how do you define that? A new age growth consulting company sounds very interesting to me.
Right. See, consulting is seen as a boring stuff, boring business, right? People when they get consultants, they imagine suits,
Yes, very
right?
much.
And no, I'm not a believer in suits. I believe in solving real world problems. No,
Hmm.
most of the times, especially in India, see, India is a third world country.
Okay.
And we tend to do things that work in the first world country, which might not work for businesses here, which might not help businesses see success here because we try to solve first world problems in a third world country. So
Okay.
so I believe
It
in
doesn't
solving
match,
real world
right?
problems.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to
there's a
use a
big
different
mismatch.
technique.
Exactly. So
Yes.
that's where the idea for SGI came in. We thought we'll solve real world problems, especially for small and medium sized businesses, because large sized businesses operate like how businesses in first world countries operate,
Okay.
but that does not happen in small and mid sized companies. So we thought, why not solve problems for mid-size and small-size companies? And
Okay.
no, I'm not a believer in suits. I believe that suits are cloaks that people wear to hide their incompetency. So,
True, right.
that's what New Age consulting means.
Great. So, how long have you been doing this?
Consulting is something that we've been doing for less than a year now.
Mhm.
Especially when it comes to no entire consulting. Okay, let me give you a bit of a backstory.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
I started as a freelancer while I was in college 13 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm a postgraduate engineer by qualification. Once I qualified, once I graduated out of college, I started a company,
Okay.
and I kept going with it. We were a pretty we were doing pretty well as an agency
Hmm.
until COVID-19.
Yes. Yeah.
Once COVID came, everything changed because we were
Yeah.
working with brick and mortar businesses. We were working with schools, colleges, salons, restaurants,
Oh, wow. So it really
and
affected you.
they all closed down and they all paused their
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah.
So, and marketing is always at the cost cutting end of a company.
True. Very
So,
true. It's very true.
so if they had to cut
So,
costs somewhere, they'll cut marketing first, and that's what they
uh,
did. And
hmm.
from there, we pivoted into personal branding because we thought we will have to brand people because
Okay.
at that point of time, businesses were not paying us to get themselves branded. And
Hmm.
I actually solved my problem first. I started branding myself on LinkedIn, and I
Hmm.
went to 10,000 followers in less than 6 months.
Okay.
And I started generating leads from across the world because there were a few countries where there was no lockdown. For example, New Zealand, Australia, the US,
Hmm.
Canada. Now,
Yes.
countries that did not lock down during COVID-19. And we
Hmm.
thought we will start onboarding clients from those countries, and it worked out very well for us. And
Yeah.
then it
Very
struck
smart.
me, why not offer this as a solution to other people also, so that they can also generate leads when the times were not right, especially in India.
Mhm.
India, in the entire country locked down during
Oh,
COVID-19.
wow.
So we had to get clients from out of India. So we started working with other people, and they also saw some success. And then we rebranded our company into a personal branding agency that was specialized in LinkedIn.
Okay.
And we kept running with it. We in the past 3.5 years, we worked with over 340 people, 340
Wow.
founders, CXOs, business owners, all high net worth and ultra high net worth individuals.
Mhm.
So once that happened, these people started coming to us with different problems that they were facing in their businesses because
Yes.
of the relationship we built with them.
Hmm.
So they asked us if we can solve certain problems for them, and we solved it on a goodwill basis.
That's
But then
great.
a friend of mine told me that this is what consulting companies do, but for a fee.
Yes. You started to learn, oh, wait a minute, I can actually make money out of this, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why SGI was born.
Perfect. No, it's great. And I'm sure like once you started to realize all those different things, you're like, wait a minute, I can actually use these tools and educate other people, right?
So true. So true.
Yes. Now I also saw that you've done some presentations and speaking also. So how did that get added into this?
See, once you get famous on social media, people start inviting you for stuff. No,
Yes.
they started inviting me to speak in events, speak in colleges,
Hmm.
entrepreneurship summits. And I started saying yes to things, and no, and I started establishing it on social media. If I go to a
Yes.
speaking engagement, I get it photographed, get it videographed, put it
Yes.
on social media. And no, I believe that work attracts more work.
Excuse me one more time.
I believe that work attracts more work.
Very true. Yes, I agree with that
So
too.
if you do some good work and if you can establish it on social media, you will get similar work at a scale, right?
Yes.
So that's what happened. In the past 3 years, I've spoken in over 200 stages, including TEDx.
Wow.
So
That's amazing. I mean, how did you feel? Were you comfortable talking in front of people in the beginning? How was your first presentation?
not initially, because
No?
I had stage fear, I had stuttering. No, I
Okay.
had stuttering for over 26 years of my life. I'm 33 now.
Hmm.
So I took a long time to get out of it. It was not easy in the beginning, but I believe that the only way you can get out of fear is to do the same thing that you fear about over and over again.
I agree with that. It's true.
It-
You get stronger that way, right? You
exactly.
finally realize you're going to be okay. Just just go through it, right?
Your tenth appearance, your tenth stage appearance is going to be better than your first. Your hundredth
Yes.
stage appearance is definitely going to be better than your tenth.
True.
So with repetition, I think you can overcome any shortcoming that you have.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like taking that first step before you can run,
Totally.
right?
Exactly. Totally. No, I
Yes.
think no, you just have to start walking even before you have a necessity to walk.
Yes. No, it's true. And then also you have to learn to challenge yourself. Some people they get comfortable, right? And that comfort is their safe zone. But if you start to, kind of make yourself get up, get out, start challenging yourself and do those things, that's when you learn to grow and
Exactly.
and find other people who are trying to grow.
There's this beautiful saying, comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing
Mhm.
ever grows there.
Yes, very true. I agree with that. So, you also do content strategy, right? So do you actually do like an assessment or evaluation of the companies when you first meet with them?
Yeah, we do. No, we do assessment of the companies and the people who work there, especially in the content space. If it's going to be
Mhm.
about content strategy, because content is always the reflection of how the people perceive the company.
Okay. It's
So
true. I mean, it's a reflection of what they're either
exactly,
selling, right? Or what they're thinking about the people.
exactly, and it's a reflection of what they think about the product they're selling,
Mhm.
how much they believe in the product they're selling. So it's always about the people. No,
Yes.
like you beautifully say, we don't transform companies. We
Yeah.
rehabilitate companies, but transform people. So
Yeah. I did read that where you kind of
yeah,
you're there to rehabilitate a company, right? Not
yeah,
just build them, but you're rehabilitating them.
exactly.
So that in itself is its own niche, right? It's its own thing, which I think is really important nowadays because some people, they don't know what they're doing. Right? They
So
just start out, they try, which is important. That's good. And that's when you kind of step in and you say, great job, but let me tell you some things that you can fix a little bit, right?
exactly, exactly.
But wonderful. So, what are some other services that you guys offer if people are looking to use SGI?
And now we've become a end-to-end problem-solving company. Now, come to us with
Okay.
any problem you have, we will figure it out and see how we can solve it for you. Because we don't do it with the resources in-house. We if at all needed, we can bring in consultants, bring in experts in those specific niches and get the problem solved for you. So that's how
Okay.
we've structured the entire company. We can bring in partners that we work with. Luckily, we've been able to work with 340 CXOs in across
Wow.
3.5 years. And these people can actually solve very big problems. They've already solved big problems. They're all most of them are multimillionaires. So
Yes,
so they know how to solve a problem. They've been there, done that. So we can bring
exactly.
such people on board to get your problem solved. So it's not about what problem we can solve. We can solve any problem
Mhm.
provided the business falls into our purview.
No, that's great. And it's true. I mean, like you said, they've already been there. So they experienced it, so they already know what they're looking for, right? To
Exactly.
see what level are you at. What things need to be tweaked, and some suggestions they may have. Have you ever had a company that just wouldn't listen so that you had to tell them no?
Yeah, multiple times, many times,
Like,
because
yes.
we believe that like I said, we don't work with the company. We work with the founder.
Okay.
The founder has to be willing to change themselves. They should be willing to
Mhm.
be teachable. And
Yes.
if they don't listen, there's no point in us getting inside and trying to make changes, because it does not, even if we make changes, it does not stand because the founder does not abide by it. So
That's very true.
and any change brings result in long term. No, and most changes are painful in the short term.
Yeah. So you have to
So they should be,
voluntarily say, yes, I'm ready to
yeah,
suffer.
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So the idea is to suffer on a short term so that we can have a good
Correct.
life on a long term. So
Yes.
because most businesses are person dependent, and
Hmm.
it's not system dependent.
Correct.
Instead of going through a lifetime of hell, it's okay to go through a few months of hell.
Yes. And if they truly want to grow, right? If they want to
Exactly.
do good, they want to invest, that means that they have to be willing to be vulnerable,
So
right?
true.
And that vulnerability is what's going to make them become a better person. And
So true.
technically, you could even say it's facing your business fear, right? Letting someone
Exactly.
take a peek inside and tell you what's wrong. So,
No, most of the times the founder thinks, the business owner thinks, and that they have a problem, but they don't realize that they are the problem.
true. True.
So
Just like you said before, I myself have gone through this, people I know have gone through this where they're giving away all this free information, all this time that they actually could have been making money
yeah,
out of it. They could have been building other things with it. And it's just not having the knowledge. But once you've learned, then you can then begin the tools. And that's something it looks like you've learned along the way, right?
true. I've
Yes.
learned along the way, or see, to start a company, you don't have to have the entire knowledge that's required to run that company. You just
True.
start and then figure things out. And
Yes.
in my case, I'm not the only person who's running the company. I have a sizable team that's running behind me, which means you can have experts in your team to get the problem solved. You don't have to solve every problem that comes along the way, right?
Yes.
And that was the problem when I started as a self-employed person, right? I started as a freelancer, so I had to solve all the problems that came along the way. But now
Yes.
that's not the case. Now, luckily, I have a very good team.
I think that's the biggest growth lesson is that you can't do it all,
Exactly.
right? And to learn to let go of some of those things. That can
Exactly.
be hard in itself, but once you've learned that, then you're ready to build bigger because you
So
can't do
true.
it all.
And it's not just that. See, I started my business so that I can create wealth. There's no
Yeah.
beating around the bush. I'm straightforward in that matter.
Yep.
No, the goal of any business is to create revenue and
Hmm.
make the shareholders rich. It's as simple as
Yeah.
that, right?
No, it's true.
So
And
if
a
that's
lot
going
of
to happen,
people are afraid to admit it,
yeah,
but you you can't do things, whether you're buying yourself something materialistic or you're taking it back and investing it in your community, your business, and other things. You still need revenue either way.
so true. So
right?
if at all you're going to create an impact, you need revenue.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so uh, I believe that a person cannot do it single-handedly. Uh,
Correct.
I believe a person cannot do it single-handedly. It has to be with a team. And single-handedly, a person can make money, but
Mhm.
cannot create wealth.
True. And they'll be tired and there's things that they're gonna overdo too many things, right? And we have our limits. We don't want to admit it, but there are some things we can't. I'm short. I cannot reach the top shelf, right?
Exactly.
So I need a taller person to help me, or I need a ladder, But
Exactly.
it's the same idea with anything. Some person may not be good at computers, but another one is good at it. And
Exactly.
by finding that match, then you can go bigger, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So true.
Yes. Yes. So, what are some of the things that you are working toward now, building toward the future for
Now,
SGI?
we are trying to get tech involved. The AI wave is catching up.
Yes.
So we no, it's already caught up. No,
Okay.
if I may put it right. So
Sure.
we are working on it. We are now working on AI agents, learning
Hmm.
about it.
Yes.
We have onboarded a team that can help us navigate through it.
Great.
So as a consulting company, it cannot just be, there are now a lot of AI tools that can do consulting for you.
I know. Yes.
So yeah,
What do
so
you do about the competition now, right?
it's not. I don't see it as competition because anyhow, a team's intervention is needed. And
Hmm.
now people say that AI can code. Yeah, AI can code, but it cannot correct bugs for you. You need to know how to code
Correct.
to see where the bugs are. The same goes
Right.
with consulting too. In terms of consulting, people don't want facts. People want a third person perspective of whether
Yes.
they're doing it well or not, right?
Hmm.
So, uh, and it's called a third person perspective, not a third tool perspective. So, these tools,
Exactly.
these
No,
tools, I
and it's
believe,
true. It adds a
yeah,
little difference when, you're putting the human touch in there that they're not going to be able to see, that you'll be like, wait a minute, I had this experience, and I know this is what could happen if you don't prepare, right?
exactly, exactly. And there's no doubt that the AI can have more data than us, can have more information than us. But
Yes,
that touch on how to implement it and where to implement it comes from a human perspective. So I believe these
exactly.
tools will be used by no other consulting companies
Hmm.
for now at least. So
Yes.
so that's where we come in. We are now trying to use these tools and see if we can equip ourselves for companies and give better results to companies. Because
Yeah.
even a growth of 1%, a change of 1%. Let's say we give 10% growth, and if an AI tool can help us give 11% growth, it's huge in terms of those companies.
Yeah.
So that's what we are looking at.
No, that's great. And not only that, what I've been finding myself with the AI is that it's saving time that you now can use toward other things. So, you can use it to help with the consulting, and then you could focus on whatever else they need to do. So you're still learning how to use it, and then also benefiting them in other ways, right?
Also, it can help us in reducing manpower, like a research
Yeah.
analyst, a data analyst is now,
Yep.
slowly becoming irrelevant.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
early stage roles like analysts can be replaced by AI easily. So it
Definitely.
saves a lot of cost for us and for the
Yes.
clientele. At the end of the day, we get to charge less with the clientele.
Right.
It's a win-win-win game. All of us win.
Definitely. Yeah. So with that, what other things do you think that you would be able to use the AI for? Are you doing just the analyzing? Are you doing some of the content writing, the branding, anything along those lines?
All of it, to be exact, because
Yeah.
now there are no tools. There's nothing that a person cannot do.
Hmm.
Sorry, there's nothing that a person can do, AI cannot do. Right
True.
now, we come to that point where we've trained enough models. There are enough
Hmm.
models in the market that can solve problems for us. It's just that how we use it and where we use it.
True.
Right.
No.
So now we are exploring options. We are exploring. We are now working with 6 AI agents now, figuring
Hmm.
things out. In terms of content writing, yes, we've been using it for eons now, like two
Yeah.
years. When the AI wave came,
Hmm.
we started working with AI tools.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay. So you really started it.
yeah, we started early. We started
That's
working
good.
with AI tools. We even gave out AI tools to freelancers who were working with us.
Oh,
No,
nice.
we introduced it to them. We did master classes. We did seminars, webinars,
Oh,
and
great.
took it to, because we were working with 350 freelance
Hmm.
writers, and
Okay.
we wanted better results from them. So we
Yeah.
gave them tools. We taught them how to use tools. So
Hmm.
that's something that we pioneered here in the market. We did not build those tools, but we popularized the tools, within the
Yeah.
writing community. But over a period of time, we understood that no, people stopped thinking and outsourced thinking to AI tools, and that's where the problem begins,
Right. Yes, it's
right? I
true.
know you cannot outsource thinking.
True. I wish sometimes we could, but you can't.
Yeah. So AI started giving very bad results, very bad writing. The writing would
Mhm.
itself would look very chat GPT-ish.
Yes.
So that's where the
Mm,
problem began, and then we started cutting down on the privileges we gave,
mhm.
meaning it cannot be no more than 20% plagiarized,
Oh, good.
and
No,
that's
yeah,
something
no,
that
I
we
was about to
implemented.
ask you that. Like it gives you a good inspiration for an idea.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean take the whole thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But ex at least take the thought behind it and make it your own. So yeah,
Totally.
I
Totally. So
I
that's what
understand.
I think, because AI, it can solve a lot of problems for you, but it cannot do the work for you. You have to do the
Correct.
work.
Yeah. And you also wanted to have the connection of you, the person, right? Each
Exactly.
person has their own style and you can see that it's missing. It's not the same. They're missing that little thing. Like if I saw it coming from you and it was completely a different style, then I wouldn't even look at it, the post, and think that you did it. You know what I
Actually,
mean?
no, the way I see AI is a bit different. Let me
Okay.
explain.
Yes.
Uh, AI, thanks to AI, will be able to find out the top 2% in any industry,
Okay.
right? And AI will replace the 98%
Mm-hmm.
and help the top 2% get paid more.
Okay.
For example, if you are a very good writer,
Mm-hmm.
and if you know that you are in the top 2%, use AI and put all your might into writing. Learn writing
Okay.
even more. Practice
Okay.
writing even more, so that the other 98% will disappear in a while, because the AI will replace them.
Oh,
And
wow.
you
Okay.
knowing how to use AI and being a very good writer, you'll be in the
Mm-hmm.
top 2%, and you'll get paid uh, much more than what you're already getting paid, because now you get rid of competition. You won't have competition. And
You
the
you
same will
did
go to
both,
coders.
right? You did
Exactly.
yourself and AI.
Exactly.
Smart.
And the same goes to coders. Anyone who knows coding. Now's the time to learn coding. Learn coding so that
Yes.
you'll replace people. No,
Yes.
AI cannot replace coders. No, that's absurd. At least not now. Not for now. For the next five
Right.
years, I see a very good future for coders. So if
Yes.
you can code, and if you can create tools, and
Mhm.
and know how to use those tools, you will outwork and outperform the other people who don't know coding or don't know AI.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So
And a lot of it is just understanding the language of it, right? You even if they're not doing the coding, they'll understand the theory behind it, which then will help them understand whatever is coming out.
exactly.
Kind of like software, you know how to use specific software, so when the upgrade comes, you're like, okay, I kind of know what it is,
So
right?
true. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
So the same goes with any industry. The AI is the way you find out who the
Mhm.
top 2% in the industry are.
Nice. So, I also saw that you have a weekly newsletter that you do.
Yeah, I do. That's something that I started as a fun project, but then it
Hmm.
became a serious project.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, because no, I started it as a way to own my audience, where
Okay.
no, see, no matter how many followers you have online, you're still on rented land. You don't own the
Yes.
land, right?
Yes.
And if
Hmm.
at all you want to own your audience, you need to get their data, and the best way to get their data is to start a newsletter and get their email
Really?
IDs,
So, in
right?
your newsletter, you're discussing different topics that you guys are doing in SGI.
Yeah, SGI and the previous company, we talk about everything. Basically, I talk about my personal projects, whatever I'm doing on a regular basis.
Good.
I started documenting it on my newsletter, and it became a huge hit. The open rate of my newsletter is 71%, which I never
Wow.
thought of, which is actually better than all my social media put together, because I have 700,000 followers across
Hmm.
platforms. But
Yes.
my newsletter, I have like 10,000 subscribers, 10,000, 11,000 subscribers, no less than 11,000 subscribers. But no, I think no, my newsletter gives the best ROI out of all my other platforms.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, if people wanted to reach out to you, where can they get a hold of you? Do you have a website or is there a specific uh email or something?
Yeah, see, my email is sudhar@vrsgi.com,
Okay.
or it can be hello@sudharsananganapathy.com, which I think it will show somewhere here. So yeah, and no, I have a personal website, sudharsananganapathy.com, or I have a business website, vrsgi.com.
Perfect.
I'm not that difficult to find. I'm active on all social media. I have lakhs of followers across platforms. So it's no in American terms, hundreds of thousands of followers across platforms.
Yes.
So it's easy for us. It's easy for you to get in touch with me. I'm not that difficult to reach out.
Should they look for your name or should they look for SGI?
Yes, Jay is easier.
Okay. So, I didn't know I was going to let you know there's just a little bit longer left on this podcast. And I didn't know if there was anything else that you wanted to share with everybody.
No, I think that exploring new business ideas, exploring new things in life is always fun. And most people get stuck in something that they started years ago, and they fall into this expert cycle.
Mm,
They think they're an
yes,
expert of something, and they stick to it for a very long time. And I believe that we should get out of that expert cycle and go into a business building mode,
yes.
where you are good at building businesses, but you don't have to be the expert who is solving the problem,
Sure.
because
No,
you don't see scale if you are an expert.
it's
And
true.
the
There's
number
you're
one,
done, right? What else are you going to do
exactly,
next?
exactly. It's
Right?
not that you're not going to make money; you'll make exceptionally good money, but that's not the end goal, right?
Yes.
The end goal is to be of use, is to solve the problem at scale. So if
Yes.
you think that you can be of use, and if you think that your service will be needed to a lot of people, I think you must expand. And you personally, as a person, cannot expand, but as a business, you can expand. You can have multiple people like you. You can duplicate yourself with people around you,
True.
and that's how expansion happens. And I think people should understand that we have to expand, because if you can solve a problem, why not solve it at scale?
Yes, definitely. And just like I said before, this is about learning from each other, right? And by doing that, we can grow together. And it's the same thing with our business or in life, right?
Totally, totally.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for being part of this podcast again. And hopefully I can bring you back another time.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. Means a lot, and lovely connecting with you on LinkedIn, and getting on this podcast.
Ah, thank you. You have a great day, okay?
You too.
Bye-bye.